Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Miasen and welcome to my Dark Magician deck profile. So before we start, I would like to ask you guys if you could actually subscribe to my channel so you won't miss my test hand video coming tomorrow, alongside with really cool combo videos, deck profiles, and test hands very soon. So of course, I upload every single day because I want to make sure that you guys are entertained during this very enjoyable Corona format. So yeah, but yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it for the intro. Let's get on right to the deck profile right now. So as you can see, I'm playing a more unorthodox version of the Dark Magician deck. I'm not playing Apprentice Illusion Magician because I don't think this card is good at all. I think it's like a neck 2. Pretty much you have to discard a card, which is, by the way, usually a spell or trap, which is, we're off to a great start. That's already a neg 1. And then the Apprentice Illusion Magician itself, I want to say, is also a neg 1 itself because it's a 2000 attack vanilla on the field that doesn't really do anything. And then you get a Dark Magician like in exchange, but it's pretty bad. You're trading 2 cards just for 1 Dark Magician and like a 2000 attack Garnet. So no, I am not down at all. No thank you. Especially not in a non-combo deck. So no, that is not how we do it. Actually, if I did play Apprentice Illusion Magician or forgot the card, Illusion Magic, I think it's a quick play that searches up to 2 Dark Magicians from your deck. I would only play 2 Dark Magicians because even Dark Magician itself is a brick. But yeah, no, it's no. Yeah, the 3 is enough with no ways to search it because I mean you can still search it with a circle and like stack it with servant and stuff like that, so it's not too bad. So yeah, 3 rod, of course, it's the starter. I don't want to explain that. 3 souls. In this deck, it's even better because you can actually use the effect to not special summon souls, but to special summon a Dark Magician from your grave. So pretty much the Dark Magician that you sent for cost. And then you can actually trigger circle on your first turn. So pretty much when you're going second, you can already banish a card. And no, actually, it's definitely a really good way of like a really good form of removal because you don't destroy, and also it's recursive. Like you just keep doing the same thing every single turn. Eternal Soul always reviving, and then circle banish. It's pretty much a loop. And when you get to this point, you pretty much, this is where you stabilize, and you just can't really lose anymore. So this is why this deck is a control based deck. You kind of just want to make sure that early on you are not late behind, because later on the game you're going to definitely be in the driver's seat. So yeah, moving on, we do play 1 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy alongside 2 secrets and 2 knowledge, because we only play 3 other normal summons, so I guess we can like dedicate 1 spot to the normal summon. And if you draw Magician's Rod with secrets or knowledge, then at least, you know, you don't have to, like, this is not, you know, it's not going to be involved in your hand. You just pretty much search something with Rod and then you draw 2 cards. So it's definitely the best form of card advantage, I guess I want to say. And then 3 Extravagance, which actually has no investment technically, except that you can kind of be unlucky with the banishes. But honestly, this deck can just win very easily just with Eternal Soul control. But yeah, being able to draw 2 cards early on is very impactful. And also Duality, being able to actually choose what you're going to get, even though it's just a 1-for-1, it's a strong 1-for-1. It's not like Upstart where it's just RNG. Duality, like sometimes like the 3rd card that you're excavating is the card that makes like the biggest difference. And also people don't really want to negate Duality because they don't know what, yeah, it's kind of like Upstart, right? It's only a 1-for-1. It's psychological. But then once you do excavate that really strong card, they're like, oh man, maybe I should have negated that instead. But you know, it's, in hindsight, they can never really regret their decision because negating Duality is a bad move. So yeah, it pretty much like inherently plays through interruptions, I guess I want to say. However, like Extravagance is kind of like the Ash bait, like the Ash magnet, I want to say, not the Ash bait. It's getting ashed on this is very annoying. So yeah, 3 Soul Servant, of course, because it has amazing synergy with souls. You can send Dark Magician and then stack your deck for Rod, and then you already have a draw confirmed because this is in the grave, and this is in the grave, so you banish it, draw 1 card, you know you're getting Rod, then you normal summon it, search like anything, and you pretty much can already make like a Link 2, you can make Relinquished Anima with the souls, and then you can make a Link 2 after that, and then you have your search off of Rod. So pretty much just a 2-card like combo-ish. I mean, it's not a combo deck, but yeah, just 2-card interaction that allows you to do some cute, adorable stuff. So yeah, Super Poly, because as you can clearly see, I have like 65 billion Super Poly targets. Honestly, even like the inherent fusions are like Super Poly targets in a way. I mean, this is like Dark Magician and a Spellcaster, whereas Dark Magician the Dragon Knight is Dark Magician and a Dragon. Both can come up. You know, Alter guys, they play only Spellcaster, so that can come up. Or I guess Witchcrafter. Ooh, I'm so scared of Witchcrafter. And and Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight for dragons. I mean, dragons are pretty much like everywhere, so that one's like a bit more realistic. And also, both of them, once you summon them, like you're pretty good to go. I mean, the Dark Magicians becomes infinitely better if you're playing very bad cards, such as Dark Magician Girl, that I obviously don't recommend. Yeah, and also I didn't want to get demonetized. That's why I'm not playing Dark Magician Girl. It's very important. Yeah, and Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, probably has the better effect, I want to say, if you're not playing Dark Magician Girl, because this protects your Eternal Soul, and also this can get revived, I think, and it's because it's considered like a Dark Magician, so it also becomes unaffected. So a 3000 attack monster that's unaffected, you know, thanks to Eternal Soul, is kind of terrifying. So yeah. And Big Guy, I mean, I'm not even going to explain the rest of the deck profile yet. I really want to make sure I finish this extra deck because we're only missing 2 cards. Big Guy and Ebon Illusion Magician are the 2 rank 7s that you can pretty much summon with just Dark Magician. But, you know, we're not playing any other level 7s unless I'm missing something with the Super Poly targets and one of them is randomly level 7, but I don't think so. Maybe Earth Golem. Maybe, yeah. But yeah, anyways, moving on to the rest of the main deck. So we play 3 Circle, of course. I don't think playing 1 or 2 would ever make sense, like, mathematically wise, because you don't have like a lot of Dark Magician cards to play with anyways. Like, most of them are very bad card because they rely on way too much. Like, I really don't want to start playing 65 bricks and 29 like cards that only work when you draw them in combination with 4 other like specific cards in order to work. This is why this is like the most, I guess, competitively viable option, but whatever. It's still like my take on it. I might be incorrect. Maybe like a Dark Magician expert with several billions of I was gonna say YCS tops that never happened, but regional tops or something that I've never heard of. Maybe he can show me the way. But I think this is like very respectable. Then 1 Secrets of Dark Magic, which is the inherent way of making the Dark Magicians. So yeah, you can't really make Dark Magician the Dragon Knight inherently. Like, come on. I mean, if you played Eye of Timaeus, then maybe. But like, no, we're not playing Eye of Timaeus because it's not searchable. Because it doesn't specifically state Dark Magician in the card text, so Rod cannot get it, which is very, very sad. I guess you can stack it with Soul... No, you can't... Can you stack it with Soul Servant? Maybe. I don't know. I don't even know like the small like details with these cards, honestly. I haven't had enough testing with every card. It's just most of this deck building is theory, by the way. It's not even practice. Practice, we're actually going to be making the test hand video and then see if we should actually bring any adjustments to this deck, which is the reason why I actually have like a 3-part segment, like a 3-part like yeah, to every segment, to every like stuff like that I make. So yeah, 3 Eternal Soul. I don't play Navigation because, you know, you're only playing like 3 Dark Magicians. You really don't want to you really don't want to be like relying on drawing this card every single time because it's really not that good. You should probably like just focus on sending it to the grave so you can like revive it back, which is like literally the exact same but a bit better. Navigation is only good when you can actually send it to the grave with souls to draw a card. Otherwise, it's really, really bad. Because I guess the grave effect of Navigation is probably like better than the special summon effect, since Eternal Soul just does it better. So yeah, anyways, 3 goes in match because everything is dark, literally no conflicting, and the 1 water monster, he sends himself to the grave anyways, so who cares? Like knowledge, and then boom, you already don't have a water anymore, which is Happy Land. And 3 strikes because it's the best counter trap going second by far, infinitely better than Judgment. That card sucks. I really hate Judgment. This is where you kind of just see like people who don't really understand their own deck too well. Like, they play 65 billion shops and then they're like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna splash in Judgment just to make sure I don't lose to Lightning Storm and stuff. It's really easy to play around Lightning Storm. Well, not on game 1, but on game 2 and 3 it becomes infinitely easier, depending on the deck that your opponent is playing though. So not everyone can kind of afford it. So yeah. And then Skill Drain because your ace monster is a vanilla. He doesn't even have an effect, so there's nothing to negate on your own side. Yeah. I mean, the main interruption is a spell card, which is very nice. I guess you do lose access to like these, but whatever. If your opponent loses access to every single card in his deck, I think I'm pretty down. And worst case, you can just send it for cost with souls, actually. So you don't really lose access to your own deck. If your opponent doesn't lose to Skill Drain, whatever, you can just shut it down and yeah. I already explained the extra deck for the most part. I mean, everything here should be very self-explanatory for the super poly targets. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section below, because I can answer every single one of them. Well, I mean, related to the super poly targets, not for the deck. This I still need a little bit more messing around with it. So yeah, Palladium Oracle Mana in the idea section is not a good card. Honestly, it's a brick. Obviously, you don't want to draw it, but like it's just too greedy just for like one extra draw with Soul Servant when you already have the nuts, which is like a mentality that I hate. Like, I don't like when people play like a lot of really bad cards in their deck, and when you ask them like, why are you playing them, it's just like, oh, because in case I get very lucky and I draw like a 5-card combo that allows me to like draw 2 cards. I'm like, that's an amazing strategy. That's how you don't win in the game. So yeah, no, please, for the love of God, don't play Oracle Mana with Dark Magician Girl and stuff like that. I hate those cards so much. And bond between teacher and student and like whatever, no. Anaconda, if Dragoon becomes a thing, once again, I didn't want to like play Dragoon with Anaconda in this deck. It would be like the easy path. Like, oh, okay, whatever, I will show you a deck and basically it does nothing, but it makes Dragoon. Nah, I don't want to do that. Basically, you can just kind of do this with every single deck. Red Eyes will always be a brick in Dark Magician, and then Dark Magician will always be a brick in Red Eyes, and then Dark Magicians and Red Eyes will both always be bricks in other decks. So yeah, no. And then Clarin Wishka is in case you play a lot of hand traps. So if you draw a hand trap with Knowledge and 4 other really bad cards going second, you can normal summon the hand trap in main phase 2 and then make Clarin Wishka, send it to the grave, and draw 2 with Knowledge. So it did happen to me in testing a bit, because I still tested like 3 hours with this deck. It's not nothing. It's not just theory, but yeah, no, it's, yeah. Trust me, you need to play a lot with this deck to actually understand it very well. So yeah. And then the rest of these are just generic ideas. Eradicator is interesting because, you know, the Dark Magician, it keeps coming back anyways. You attribute it for cost, it has 2500 and it's a dark, so it's a free way to remove every single spells or traps your opponent has. But that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. So if you have any comments or feedback or anything, just let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, just once again, make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my amazing videos. And that's pretty much all I had to say. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace!